Hi, my name is Vernon Higgins, and this is my presentation for public health. I chose this topic because I really enjoy helping people and I really enjoy making sure that I educate myself on public health and also the things about it. It's a good career choice. I feel pretty confident about it, and this is my presentation. I hope you enjoy. Again, my name is Vernon Higgins. This is my presentation towards public health for College 100 for Rachel Armstrong. Dated February 18th, 2018. All right. So the first thing is public health. So I got some key notes here. It says this presentation is about public health and overall career choice that I chose for my career field going into public health. The reason why I chose this career path is because, like I said, I love helping people. It's very important to me. It's a vast career field. That means it's wide open. It's a lot of jobs and a lot of things you can do with it, not just public health itself, but also with social work and things like that and so forth. So my next slide is planning ahead. Planning ahead, I chose APU because I like the online program, and I like the fact that I can actually go to work and access my classwork at the same time when I have downtime at work. I don't do my classes at work unless it's during break sometimes, but it's one thing I love. The thing that links me most to this topic and the degree is the fact that I love learning about being healthy, seeing others healthy, and educating those who don't know about public health. So getting extra education in this field, especially getting a bachelor's degree in it, will really help me accomplish that mission. It's always about accomplishing the mission. Military. The pay. Um, the pay is pretty good. Depends all upon your education, also their experience, and also your location. One other thing I realized about discovering about the pay is that it ranges from like 40,000, 80,000, depending solely on your education. I mean, a bachelor's is good, but as doing the research, I feel like I have to go more in depth and get a master's. But that's where I guess the big bucks come in. I have a pay chart. It says a public health salary range and job titles. It has health service administrator, biostatistics, epidemiology, environmental health science, health education, and behavior. I'm seeing a lot of behavioral health jobs. Really don't pay that much, but again, it depends on experience and also your education, also the location. International health, nutrition, public health practice, and biomedical laboratory, which pays really good. But most of them top out around about 80,000 a year, which is not bad compared to actually being a nurse, which kind of pay a little bit better, but also is with occupational therapies in the same field. So like I said, it varies depending on education, also on the location that you're staying in, like the city or the state or overseas. Overseas pay pretty good when it comes down to public health also. Next is the job outlook. So like I said, the job outlook is a huge factor. It's the most crucial factor in choosing a career field with public health. I mean, it's everywhere, but at the same time, it's kind of limited because also it depends on, like I said, your education and where do you want to work at. For me, I wanted to stay more in the general area of like Texas or Georgia or somewhere up north. But as far as the job outlook, I researched on Indeed.com, which is a really good website to show like everything, like where the jobs are at, how much they're paying, and requirements that you need for the job. So I really like Indeed.com. So I highly encourage those who is looking for a job in a career field. This is the best website to go to. I really enjoyed it a lot. There's a lot of different jobs out there for the public health field, but most of them range between like a social worker or an educator, such as a public health office or administration position, or like I said, occupational therapy. But Indeed is definitely the place to be for that. Requirements for the public health field. What are requirements for public health? And what do I need to get the dream job? Well, the dream job for this and the requirements I need is pretty basic and simple. Is to go as far as I can in my education. So I just can't stop with my bachelor's. I have to go more in depth into my master's, which will help me out a lot, especially if I want to get into that top pay range and make some good money for me and my family. I read an article called A Model of Training Public Health Workers Health Policy, Nebraska Health Policy. Now, this article spoke a lot about the program and the training that they give their staff to get them more up to date on training others, educating them on policies. Very, very heavy on policies because policy is a good deal breaker when it comes down to training and the requirements and need for public health. Because without policies, you won't know what to do with certain medications or certain practices when it comes down to educating those who don't know anything about public health. So this article was amazing. I really enjoyed the article a lot. The training made sense, especially on policy. It's one thing I'm noticing a lot about dealing with the public health field, that the policies can make you or break you. You know, certain policies for everything: cleaning, watching children, conducting yourself when you're doing inspections. There's a lot of policies out there. So I really like this article, and we're getting into the best article I've ever read, and it really helped me a lot. Another thing that goes on with the requirements is that experience. It's good to be in a workplace where you can get hands-on experience dealing with public health. May I say it's a health inspector of food, dog food, um, daycares and stuff like that, facilities such as that carries medication, social work, and make sure the proper training is being done for the individual. So the big thing is experience. That's one of the biggest requirements, but also education is the key. Like I said, the further you go in education, the better you are, because again, better knowledge and understanding about the public health field. The next thing is, who knows public health? That's a big deal. A lot of people don't know public health. You know, me myself, when I was researching, I know a little bit about health and welfare, dealing with soldiers all day, but that just comes with the job in the territory. But actually getting into public health, I read an article on a study that was done in Ireland, and the article was pretty cool. You know, it says that the study was done in North Ireland, whereas the face-to-face questionnaire was done, showing that most knowledge that people had about connected health, which is the same thing as public health. Only 60% responded to the face-to-face questionnaires, because the other percent didn't even know what it was. And out of those 67%, 61% was women. And out of that, only 31% were females under 30. So that says that mostly older women are more subject to knowing about public health and what it actually is because of the age range. And plus, women are more knowledgeable of knowing what they need to know to order to prolong their life, to order to be healthy, especially around the age group. So it's pretty sad that us males need to get on board and actually learning, more about being healthy and things to keep us sustained throughout the generations. So it's a pretty cool article. I really like the article a lot. I found it on the APU library, the Richard T. library, and the results was pretty good. It kind of let me know, like, hey, you need to start educating the male counterparts to get more in depth with the public health and what it actually offers. Continue on that page, my continue page. I also read Taking a History, the Learning That National Health Science Forgot. This article was pretty good. It was a study done in Gipps Island. And with the study they did, it was more like a thing when it comes back to policy. Because it has I was a deficiency with iodine, which is medication in Gipps Island. And it was getting people sick. It wasn't being stored properly or anything like that. It wasn't even being distributed properly to the people. So what they did was went back and retrained and taught the staff how to properly restore medication, how to properly give medication, how to properly label it. So with this study right here, it showed that the journal gave insight and importance on health policy, giving education on policy helps that public health educate their staff better to assist their communities. So the study helped Egyptians and public health to train their staff and policy to help prevent unlawful acts, storing medication, and checking the dates of the medication. So that's real important in dealing with public health, especially dealing with I actually working for a community like in my old town. When you go to it has a health center, and there, everything is ran by policy. You gotta find everything. You gotta follow the policy. So it's just like the military. Policy is key. Once again. So this brings us to my conclusion. Public health was my presentation. The things I looked at in choosing the field were very important to choosing the career field. The job outlook was pretty good. The qualifications not too much. Just need more education doing it. And the pay is okay. I mean, it could be better. And the video that I gave in my presentation with Dr. Greg explaining everything about public health is excellent. I really encourage y'all to check it out. And again, I just want to say thank you and I appreciate you. And check out my Works Cited page for additional information and where I got my information from. I just want to say thank you again. This is my presentation on public health. My name is Vernon Higgins, and I wish y'all the best. Thank you.